So Jacob from Plantalux, please take it away.
Welcome everyone. My name is Jakub Lachowski. I'm co-founder of Plantalux. Plantalux is 3 times cheaper greenhouse production for agriculture business. From year to year, the market is growing. It's because climate is changing and it's easier to produce under the glass than outside. And by 2020, European market will reach more than $18 billion, and US market is 20% bigger of European market. 4 years ago, I spoke with Bob. Bob is tomato producer under the glass, and he always complained, "Oh my God, my electricity bills are killing me." And he also has a problem with delivering on the time fresh tomato to supermarkets. If he's delayed, he pays fines. So how big is problem? $750,000 is typical cost of electricity by 1 hectare area, and area of European market is nearly 41 hectares under the glass. Multiply this, and every year you pay $3.1 billion, so you can buy few Bahama Islands every year. Crops are ready, then you pay fine, even 5% of contract. So smart lighting, more profit. We cut this cost 3 times, so we have $250,000 by hectare, and we provide timeliness, so you can provide fresh vegetables on time. On time, no fine. Plantalux is an LED lamp manufactured by us and provides more efficient, 70% more savings, and lasts for 14 years of constant lighting and provide you higher yield. We also provide our LED, which we crafted for plants needs, and also online access, so we can control your LED lighting from every place in the world by computer, tablet, or phone. 3 years ago, we did research in one of the biggest research universe in Poland. After 7 months, we got results. We are more than 2.5 more efficient than second place, or second competitor, and even 11 times better than the last one. So I'm proud to say that we are like Ferrari, not Chevy Spark in the car industry. Plantalux, how it works. You set the harvest date. Plantalux system multiply every data, light spectrum, intensity, timing, so you can manage your lighting in greenhouse, and thanks to that, you can grow faster, bigger, and you can plan your harvest time. Our competitors are Philips, Lumigro, or Strand. We have 2.5 longer lifespan, and we have online intelligent management system, and we are competitive with price. How it works? So in this year, we produce 10 hectares area farms, the LED lighting system. We sell for 600. Our profit is 450, multiplied by 10 hectares, which is 15,000 units. So revenue after this year will be $9 million. Also, after every year, grower, owner of greenhouse space, subscription for software. Plantalux is family business. My dad has 30 years experience in developing and construction of control engineering. My brother, 7 years experience as an entrepreneur, and I am doing sales. I'm proud to say that 2017, we installed our lamps on 1 hectare area. In 2018, we did one of the biggest implementation in Europe on tomato and top lighting, which is 12,000 square meters of LEDs. And this last year, we also got first contract in US. And this year, we also got contract in Canada in high quality medicine cannabis in Ontario. Our target is to open offices in US and Canadian market. So we want to be really on this market. Thank you very much.
You came in 30 seconds ahead of. Thank you.
Very well timed. So, questions from our audience in the room first, and I will ask. Grace, you did a great. They can hear you really well online because you held it right to your mouth. So when you get the microphone to ask a question, like put it right up there. Don't be shy.
Great innovation. I have two questions. One, with the LED lighting, would you be able to shorten the growth period versus using natural sunlight? The first question. The second question is, can you use your software to change the spectrum of your lighting in order to optimize the growth of different plants?
All right, so first question about sun and artificial lighting. Sun, it will be always the best light source. We only can give the plants the best solution of artificial lighting. So yeah, we already proved that we can have better results in the period like when there is not so much sun outside. So for example, this month like now or January, so the half of the year, we can give better light spectrum than outside. But when we are going to the indoor production, we also proved that we can have fresh tomato only indoor production. So there is any sun for whole period. So going to conclusion, if there is normal weather with 18 hours of sun outside, there isn't any artificial lighting that will be better from the sun because it's nature. But when we go into the indoor or the winter time sessions, yes, we can have better. About the period of time, we also proved in a few universities that about the artificial lighting that is already on the market, we can have faster growth, so that this period will be the period of the growth will be faster. So yeah, we also proved that. About changing spectrum, our newest LED lamp is changing spectrum LED lamp with whole spectrum, and you change your spectrum by the software. So you can imagine that it's like LED lamp for everything. It's like universal because it will be good for cucumber, tomato, cannabis, or basil, or chips, because you implement what wavelength you want in exact moment. So for the vegetative period or generative, it will be different spectrum. Also, we can do day and nights. So the thing that the plants have from nature, yeah.
So tell us about your patent position internationally. I see potential, certainly great potential in what you've done here, but I also see a lot of people that would want to do the same thing.
Can you repeat the
patent? So what's your patent position, your intellectual property?
All right, so we're working on know-how. Why we're working on know-how? Because when we do a patent about how looks the manufacture of project of LED, then the big players like Osram, Philips, or Lumigro, they can really easily copy us. But if they don't know how we invented the structure of COB technology, that it's a little bit different in other competitors, then they do not know how we did it. So for us, at the moment, it's much better to work on know-how, but the LED lamp with changing spectrum will be patented. Probably only we start with Canadian and US market, not European, then we can have a global. And also about software, you cannot patent software. Also about the light, you cannot patent light. So going to conclusion, now we work on know-how and it's much safer for us because we are small and big players are really big. And if they don't know exactly how we invented this LED structure, it's really hard to copy.
So I have a question while you're passing the microphone back there. Do you have a feeling for what the percentage of farmers in the US that use greenhouses versus the percentage of the farmers in Europe that use greenhouses?
Yeah. So like I said, in Europe, just tomato, which is 52% of global market, because tomato is the biggest number everywhere. cultivation. So it's 52% of all varieties like vegetables. It's 42,000 hectares, and US market is 20% bigger. So US market is 32% of global greenhouse production in the world.
Wow.
So now, are you working with, you know, at Cambridge University, there's Brooms Barn. Obviously, we've got UC Davis. Are you working with some of the horticultural research to sort of bring this forward? It's got commercial value, but it also has sort of global hunger value, right?
So there is really good value for me to work with your institute here. But to give you a clue how we started doing business here, project. So it's my second trip here, and I was in October 2018, so 3 months ago, because we were invited thanks to MIT in Boston, and we started cooperating with them. We got some mentors. Thanks to them, we did one implementation also in California on cannabis. And this is a few steps we did. So it's just 3 months you are here. And next contract, also thanks to MIT, will be in Ontario, 200 square meters, high quality medicine cannabis. And about research and development, we do both ways. So we do implementation, but we also cooperate with universities just to have bigger knowledge how to grow, what we need to do to be better, because LED is only one, light is only one part. To have a good result, we need to have good dose of CO2, amplitude of temperature, humidity, and nutrition. And we exactly know how to grow under LED in few varieties. So I can tell the grower approximately what will be his yield. And this is also the knowledge that we need to learn, because light is only one point.
Awesome. Other questions from the room here? We haven't had many questions from the right side of the room. You'll be a little off camera, but that's okay.
Are you specializing in any certain crops to begin with, or does this apply to any plant species?
Can you repeat first?
Are you specializing in any particular crop, any particular plant or crop, or will it apply to anything?
So we specialized in tomato, in salad, and we have 1 year research on canopy in Germany, Netherlands, Israel, Macedonia, and in these markets we have also sales and implementations. So in the most interesting vegetables, yes, we have knowledge how to grow. Also, from this year, we started with consulting. So we cooperate with a few big consulting companies, and thanks to them, then we can tell the grower also what variety should be under his greenhouse, because every greenhouse, it will be little bit different variety. There isn't two the same greenhouses or varieties. And the plants, it's life, so you need to take care of them as much as you know. And like I said, under the LED, the production looks different than normal artificial lighting.
So, John, I'm gonna online. I'm gonna open it up to you guys. See if you have any questions. If not, then we'll come back to the room to finish up.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about the sensors. I understand the LED lights. Do you have sensors on each plant, or how does that work? It's just a sensor that covers an area?
So we have sensors of light. So when they implemented also with LED and microcontrollers inside of LED, we can have the same amount of micromoles in the whole greenhouse. No matter there is sunny or cloudy, we keep the same amount of micromoles. Thanks to that, we can also tell grower when will be the harvest time. We also have phyto monitoring, which is the cameras that control of growth of plant. So we collecting data, how much plant is growing and when there is a flowering time. So sensors are connected in small area by Bluetooth and bigger by radio.
Great. All right, then we have time for one more question from the room. So Andy.
I'd like to just walk through your financial model a little bit. So from a end user's perspective, a customer's perspective, you started the presentation saying that it cost them $750,000 a year per hectare in electricity.
Yeah.
And you're going to reduce that to $250,000 per year per hectare. Is that correct?
Yeah, we can cut.
So they save
500,000.
Yep. And then what does it cost them to get that value? They have to, how much, what is their cost? What cost do you impose on them to get that value?
So normally in a greenhouse, you use HPS sodium lamps, high pressure sodium lamps. Every lamp is minimum 1000 watts plus also power factors. And normal typical cost of electricity in other states is different. But basically, this calculation was the European market. And in the European market, cost of electricity is 0.9 by kilowatt per hour.
So my question isn't about electricity. Is what is your cost to light a hectare?
My cost of...
Yep. What do you charge me to light that hectare for a year?
My cost of electricity, it's like...
Not the cost of electricity, your cost of your equipment.
Right.
And your installation costs. That's what I'm trying to get to.
All right. So there is both ways. If someone has already HPS high pressure sodium lamp, we change one-on-one. So the cost is approximately like 600 by lamp, and there is minimum 1000 lamps per hectare.
So do the math for me.
All right.
Sorry, was it 600 times 1,000? How much? So it cost me $600,000 to get 500. But I realize it's multi-year. 600,000 to get 500,000 a year in savings. Is that correct?
So it seems like it's about a 1-year ROI.
Yeah, that's fine. I just want to understand.
Yeah,
I'm not challenging. I'm just trying to understand.
Yeah, it's $600,000.
So $600,000 is about a year.
Normal period, it's like 2 years. It depends. But when we go with the up with power, then we have savings and bigger yield. So this is the better solution. But I showed one of the solutions. But the better is we going up with power. So for example, not 3 times cost of electricity, by for example 2 times, and then the higher yield it's even much better than savings because every kilogram is really good money on your pocket.
Great. Thanks very much.